Hello dear friends. Light makes everything transparent, no matter how hard they try to hide it. That's why they want to cover the sun with their hands, but in the end everything is known. Opinion piece. The Hall of Mirrors. A wave of revelations. Doubt creates confusion. Truth exposed. World power shift. Sirius Portal from 4th to 8th July. Restoration of the pineal gland. Let's start. The Hall of Mirrors, as an exposition or revelation of truth, symbolizes the idea that mirrors reflect the true image of reality as opposed to deceptive appearances. In this context, the Hall of Mirrors can represent a place where hidden truths are revealed, illusions are stripped away, and naked reality is confronted, similar to the fable of the Naked King. The fable of the Naked King is a folk tale used to illustrate the idea of people's lack of objectivity and inability to face the uncomfortable truth. In the story, the king is tricked by tailors who claim to weave him special clothes that can only be seen by intelligent people. The king, fearing that he will be considered incompetent, pretends to see the clothes, and no one dares to tell the truth until an innocent child points out that the king is naked. The symbolism of the Hall of Mirrors can be related to this fable, as mirrors, by reflecting a true image, can represent objectivity and the revelation of truth. In a Hall of Mirrors, people can confront their own illusions or delusions, and the truth can be exposed without filters or deception. It can be a place of self-reflection and self-knowledge, where people face themselves as they are, without illusions or falsehoods. The Hall of Mirrors refers to a physical space, usually a room or hall, decorated with numerous mirrors on the walls, ceiling, or even floor. The mirrors are usually arranged symmetrically to create a visual effect of infinite reflections. The most famous Hall of Mirrors in the world is the one in the Palace of Versailles in France. This wave of revelations can no longer be hidden, and chaos arises because the truth is in doubt, which causes a lot of unrest in the head. All this can be overwhelming. Try to create a gentle calm around you at all times and stay away from the confusion and chaos. Wash away fear and try to remain in love, so that compassion doesn't contract but grows. Black nobility. Karen Hughes said that the so-called Greek Pope, Pepe Orsini, could be the Vatican intermediary between the Catholic authorities and the Homo capensis. Pepe Orsini would be the king of the sacred Roman Papal lineages, who would be above the Rothschilds and Rockefellers in the pyramid of power, but next to Breakspear, Aldobrandini, and other papal lineages. The House of Orsini was one of the most important noble families in Italy during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. For centuries, it was the most powerful of the Italian royal families and held large territories in Hungary. Members of the Orsini family include 5 popes: Stephen II, Paul I, Celestine III, Nicholas III, and Benedict XIII. In addition, the family included 34 cardinals, numerous condottiers, and other important political and religious figures. The Venetian black nobility refers to a group of aristocratic families who were prominent in the Venetian Republic due to their wealth, political power, and involvement in commerce. Although they had no fixed hereditary status, They played a significant role in the political and cultural life of Venice during its heyday. Unlike traditional noble families that were based on lineage and hereditary titles, Venetian nobility was based on wealth and commercial success. The term black was used as opposed to white nobility, which referred to noble families of ancient lineage. Transfer of power. According to the trickster, the power of this black nobility, of which there are 12 plus 1, who is not of this world, has so far been in the hands of the Dandolo and the Massimo, and is now passing into the hands of the Farnese family, who would be responsible for leading humankind into the fifth dimension. Although the Farnese family lost their power and political influence at the end of the 17th century, their legacy lives on in Italian history and culture. The Farnese were an important Italian noble family that played a prominent role during the Renaissance and Baroque period in Italy. Their history dates back to the 12th century and reached its peak during the 16th and 17th centuries. The Farnese family originated in the Lazio region in the central Italy. Their rise to power began with Alessandro Farnese, who became Pope in 1534 as Paul III. Under his papacy, the Farnese family achieved great power and influence, both politically and religiously. One of the most famous members of the Farnese family was Duke Alexander Farnese, son of Paul III. He was a skilled military general and diplomat, known for his successful campaigns and his leadership on the battlefield. He succeeded in expanding the family's territories, including the Duchy of Parma and the Duchy of Piacenza. The Farnese also excelled in patronage of the arts and architecture. They sponsored renowned artists and architects of the time, such as the painter Titian and the architect Jacopo Barocci da Vignola. The famous Farnese Palace in Rome, built by the family, is considered one of the most important examples of Renaissance architecture in Italy. Sirius Portal. Every year, during the first week of July, a sacred energy gateway is activated between the Earth and the star Sirius, which brings about elevated frequency and spiritual advancement. This energy gateway occurs when the Sun enters into conjunction with the star Sirius, which is at 14 degrees of the tropical zodiac of Cancer, as revealed by Tanith. As the Sun and Sirius are in conjunction from July 4 to 8, we can all access this high-frequency energy and use it for creative inspiration, work endeavors, technological innovation, and increased intuition. Sirius, which shines 32 times brighter than our Sun, is our spiritual sun and helps us to activate and shift to higher levels of spiritual awareness. Sirius also brings the frequency of freedom. Its energy can help us to release limitations and feel free to express our true selves. This energy of freedom can also act as inspiration, helping us to step out and make our goals and dreams a reality. Regeneration. The restoration of the pineal gland is the interesting theme developed by Arthur Hector, who claims to channel Ashtar. The full moon of July 3, 2023, continues to work in the cosmic light. It will spread the first wave of awakening and touch the head through photonic light. The pineal gland, therefore, receives a very high light, and its power increases and expands. The third eye opens the images of yesteryear in a clear layer. Physical discomfort may occur in the head, such as tired eyes and poor vision. The ears may close, which can cause tinnitus in the ears, high-pitched ringing and other tinnitus. The cavities of the head and nose also respond to this. In addition, complaints of breath confusion may increase because different people cannot process these changes. Blackouts occur in those who have lived too much in delusion. It is a quick restart where the consciousness opens more to a higher octave. Third eye. The third eye will open further, giving the physical eyes a very clear view of the current situation. A renewal in relationships opens up. A beautiful energy of love arises where you don't expect it. Family ties were under pressure for a while, but this is about to change. Beautiful reunions arise, and new friendships are strengthened. It will be a particularly fertile year for love, and families grow through births and new vows. The great cleansing has begun. This first cosmic wave of awakening initiates revelation and affects everyone. This wave of light flows through all the chaos, creating great explosions of purification. After these calamities, there will again be peace, which will become a serene energy. Unexpectedly and unpredictably, this energy travels back and forth. This beautiful energy sent by the light of the sun suddenly emerges where many loving souls come together. Dream. To be suddenly overcome by sleep, also during the day, is an additional phenomenon. Admit it, for conversion requires much energy. The restart continues even during the day. Rest and deep sleep take you to another layer where you can process this better. Waking in other dimensions plays a role, after all. That is where you receive the new lessons or participate in the transformation of the new earth. This information first reaches your unconscious and then manifests in your physical body. In this way, the new solutions can be transmitted. The new earth is being created by all of you. Be prepared for a special period. Consciousness begins to speak, and images from the past come to the surface very clearly and show you a situation where the outcome turned out differently than you thought. Intense feelings develop, and that can be very conflicting. It feels as if the world is upside down, with your head looking at the changing horizon. If you are haunted by memories of the past, you can decree, I am the great consuming flame that now and forever dissolves all past error, its cause, its core, and every unnecessary creation for which my outer self is responsible. Crown trauma. Some mental health professionals have used terms such as crown trauma or traumatic stress related to the health crisis to describe the emotional and psychological effects on individuals. This can include symptoms of post-traumatic stress, such as nightmares, intrusive memories, generalized anxiety, and sleep difficulties. The crown trauma has been touched but not yet processed. The announcement of a cover-up affair opens up many emotions. Illusions are being shattered and many are waking up. The alternative channels debunked the arguments long before, but now the mainstream media is also getting into gear. In the end, they will find the answers in the places where the secret is hidden. New confrontational information emerges. Beautiful energy. In the depth of pain, New connections are made. It's new and unbelievable, but somehow it feels so good. Don't worry. Everything will come back into balance. For some very quickly, and for others it takes a while. Hang in there and keep faith in the divine plan of restoration. Already the accumulation has begun on another layer where the frequency resonates very high, perhaps invisible to your eyes. From time to time, you can perceive this light and glimpse the new age of Aquarius, which will harm you heart and open harmony. What can happen if you put loving thoughts together? Chaos disappears and the serene energy of light and harmony emerges. The choice is yours, for the chariot of blessing bearing the number 7 can continue to drive on the right path, so that balance becomes a fact. The seventh heaven will open and shine this light upon your path. These beings of light come to you to help you, and when you make the decision to connect rather than fight, they lift you up and embrace you. New currency. Some 41 countries are ready to accept the BRICS currency a month before the summit, according to Vinod Southa. The list of countries ready to join the BRICS alliance and accept the new currency is growing. From a set of 19 countries in April, the numbers increased to 41 by the end of June. A total of 22 new countries expressed interest in joining the bloc. The next BRICS summit will be held in August in South Africa, where the five-nation bloc will jointly decide on the formation of a new currency. The new countries that have shown interest in joining the BRICS alliance ahead of the summit are Afghanistan, Algeria, Argentina, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Belarus, Egypt, Indonesia, Iran, Kazakhstan, Mexico, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Senegal, Sudan, Syria, Emirates, Thailand, Tunisia, Turkey, Uruguay, Venezuela and Zimbabwe. Belarus is the first Eastern Europe country to express interest in accepting the new BRICS currency. France has also expressed interest in attending the upcoming BRICS summit in South Africa. In addition, many African countries remain on the sidelines and may announce their support for the BRICS currency after its launch. Kenya has asked African nations to trade in native currencies within the continent. 100,000 displaced in the Philippines by incoming typhoon. Trade and economic cooperation between China and Russia expands, with more than 80% of deals between the two nations conducted in yuan and rubles. China delivers checkmate by banning the export of key minerals for chips. US-China relations are getting ugly. Xi Jinping talks about using own currencies and preventing a Cold War. China's weakening currency is becoming a headache for its central bank. A troubled new power plant leaves Jordan indebted to China. Russia develops a soy substitute that threatens transnational corporations. Shell continues to trade Russian gas. Indian refiners start paying for Russian oil imports in yuan. US Navy thwarts Iranian attempts to capture 2 oil tankers after campfire. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.